Why, good morning, you beautiful souls. Happy Halloween. And we're tapping into the pureness, you could say, the effortlessness of our being this morning. And the most important thing in this spiritual journey is to recognize that you are already that in which you're seeking. Everything that we want, everything that we feel like we deserve, we earn, we know that's present, those effortless moments of our being where everything is just bliss, magic, that's already there. And this morning, with the veil already kind of thin, we're going to tap into that. So it's important to recognize, too, that today we're receiving a lot of solar energies, CMEs, coronal mass ejections, and that impacts our nervous system, specifically our vagus nervous system, our emotions, our immune systems, just the etheric or intangible aspects of our being will start to get a little interfered with, amped up, because we're getting a lot of energy. So it's important to recognize that this practice of being able to drop in, to just release and let go, and effortlessly be is of the utmost importance in these turbulent times, because we must stay grounded within the pureness of our being in order to recognize the beauty of life. So go ahead and get those last few wiggles out. You need to shake it out, do it up. And you hear the first 3 taps of the singing bowl. Take a nice deep breath with each sound of the bowl as it rings. And as you exhale, as if you're letting out a sigh of relief, simply release an Om. Allow it to be gentle, yet powerful. Begin to shift your full attention to the sound of your own voice. Distance yourself from the physical attachment of the body. And as you watch the body, observe the thoughts, the emotions, with just the same distance and separation. Know that there is nothing stopping you and holding you back from actualizing, from realizing these deeper spiritual truths in which every religion and philosophy is written about. For you are the center of the universe, the center point of your experience. When you hear the final tap of the bowl, shift your attention to the sound of the ringing as it fades into silence. So too, allow the dust to settle within your own beingness. Simply observe. The beauty of this experience is that no one being will ever obtain all the answers. Yet each of us can come to the ground of recognition that brings each being to the totality of what life is. As is spirituality, there are many paradoxical paths. But the most important one here is the process of deduction, letting go, surrender, acceptance. And it comes through this process of recognizing what we're not, therefore revealing what we are. It's to look at these subtle moments when life is effortless. Our beingness is pure. We time skip. Every moment is an intimate expression of our being. And that is fundamentally because the window of your awareness stems to one great central fire that spark of life and consciousness that brings vitality, that brings recognition, understanding of self. In truth, again, you are the center of the universe, not to be taken in an egotistical fashion, but to recognize that that which is everything lies at the center of what you are. And most importantly, that all else around you is also connected to that center point. We must come to understand this intangible nature and aspect of our own being. For if we remain attached and identified with the body, we will be just that. Despite all of the magical moments happening and going over our heads in recognition, you have always known that what you are is pure, is love, is joy, excitement, happiness. All the good things in which life presents us, we can radiate. That is the beauty of what we are. Each being is like an infinitely rode flower. The more we pull back, the more we let go, the more those petals of resistance, of otherness, of tension, separation, suffering, they drop away. And the more that we let go, the more the center of this divine flower is revealed. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, let go of all bodily tension, consciously breathing it away, letting it go into this ether, this ocean of energy around you. And as you draw in another deep breath, with this exhale, release the emotional tension, the heaviness of the heart, the feelings that may overwhelm or distract, and release them into the ether to be recycled, renewed. And again, take a deep breath here. Release the tensions of the mind, the activity, the constant chatter, the affection to continue this internal play. And as you let go, know that with each breath, here and forward, you're filling up each and every cell with those vital energies of light, of love, of the pureness in which you are. To recognize that the mind is the realm of activity, of action, of tension. We must come to recognize that the realm of our heart, the throne of our soul and our being, is one of openness, relaxation, calm. To the mind, the pureness in which we are is boring. But to our spirit, it's all we've ever wanted. It's what many seek, the external happenings, actions, substances, to be consumed, to experience. Which is why it is the never-ending chase of this dragon, because it can never satisfy the palate of the soul. Whatever it is we consume externally is because we believe. For you are the perceiver of your reality. You create your experience. And as much as life seems like it's out of our control and a wild roller coaster, we must come to recognize that the self-sabotage, the suffering, the expectations and assumptions only arise from this egoic realm, for the pureness in which we are is life itself, in harmony with life, as life. Let go and allow the flow of the universe the flow of you to take over. You know this within your heart. For every good experience, every magical moment, it arises because, in truth, we're not tinkering with the experience. We're not judging the experience. There is no expectation for the happenings around you. You are simply living life and dancing your dance as the beautiful being you are. And life effortlessly flows, does it not? As they say, the proof is in the pudding. And in this case, the proof is in your experience of life. Whether it be action and losing yourself in a sport, a game, a creative expression, or simply staring at the stars, listening to the wind, and feeling the ocean waves crash upon your feet. Every moment is one where we can live consciously, where we can meditate, so to speak. For it's this self-mastery of letting go, of effortless being, that we simply are. We allow ourselves to exist without judgment. We allow ourselves to be without constant recognition of an identity. We simply immerse ourselves in the play. And just as children, we lose ourselves in the moment. Come to recognize the profundity behind that statement. We lose ourselves in the moment. And come to recognize the depth that this ourselves is nothing but the straws we cling and hold on to, that we grasp at desperately. For they are the identity, the ego, the concepts, the constructs, the conditionings, the past. And when we lose that false sense of self, we come to see that the stage in which it was dancing upon is the pureness of our being, the backdrop, so to speak. That what you are is ever present, unchanging, always watching, always listening and soaking up the scenes. What you are is the love, the light, the power, the beauty. Come to marinate within your own being and simply observe. For the radiant light in which you shine naturally and effortlessly as the being of love you are. You can see the many colors of its spectrum. You feel the warmth. You observe the calm. You recognize the peace and the silence. And come to recognize here fully that it matters not if the mind, the body, the emotions are showing signs of resistance. That is their role here. When you come to understand their position in this game, you recognize that they're always pushing you towards this realization of truth within your own being. But they must test your will, your heart, your drive for the truth, to question, to experience. For to experience the pureness in which we are, we must let go of all expectations and assumptions. And to ignore the imagination is something that many have not experienced. Begin to see the ego like a child, always truly looking to you, the pure awareness, for its roles and leads. And give it nothing to work with. Simply be as you are. Don't allow a single thought or sound to dominate within your experience. Listen and feel and observe everything all at once as you naturally do. Simply be aware of it. Allow whatever sounds and tensions and energies to flow freely. And watch them as if you're watching birds and squirrels from a window. If you don't already, ensure you have a slight smile on your face. Fall in love with this exploration of self, this marinating of our being. As the great Buddha said, if there is nothing to be spoken that is greater than the silence, then remain silent. The pureness of what we are in this stillness and calm is more beautiful and grand than anything we experience. For what we are is the divine. It's in this simple inner looking that you can come to experience and recognize the eternal nature of what all is. Where you transcend the normalities of this physical existence. And as you enter into the spiritual, the intangible, which cannot be grasped by the physical, and you come to see that you have always been connected. This doorway has always been readily available, for it is just your heart and your being. But only when we appreciate and love that in which is relaxation itself, only then do we unfold into the grandness of our being, the pureness of our light. Allow your heart to smile and fall in love with that calm. And no matter what happens around you, stay anchored and grounded within this knowing of your true position in this world, in this experience. And that you are the controller of this physical body, that you are not the body itself. You are the observer of the sensations, emotions, and mind, but you are not those internal phenomena themselves. You are that effortless expression of life. You are one of many expressions of the eternal fire, that light of love that radiates from the center of our being. So come home. Allow all else to drop away and unfold into the pureness in which you have always been and will always be. When you hear this final tap of the singing bowl, again, take a deep breath when you hear the sound of the bowl as it rings. And as you release your exhale, chant out a powerful Om. And once that note is done, resonating and vibrating within your being, rest within yourself. Come home to the heart. And allow the pureness of your being to remain as that base state of your existence. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you. And thank you all so much for tapping in this morning. Nice little squad. Don't forget to smash that like. And thank you for tapping in, Miss Kayla. It's always interesting feeling different energies when you are meditating. But the most important thing to recognize here is that pureness in which we are is something that all of us are connected to. That's why we can feel each other. That's why we can tap in with one another. Despite distance, time, space, it matters not. Oh, thanks. DMD. As always, man, it's a pleasure tapping in with you every morning. But it's also a good recognition point for everyone to see that I think in modern day spirituality, we get a lot of things conflicted and conflated. And we're always outside of ourselves seeking a certain experience, seeking a certain, teacher, a guru, a yogi to help us with things. And all the answers you need are within you. The puzzle pieces in which we exchange with one another are to help empower our own being, to come into a deeper understanding of this truth in which we all are. When you recognize fully that every aspect of life contains this divine energy, this experience of oneness and love that so many people talk about, it's because we align with the truth of what is, that every being shares this realm of the heart. I like to always think of it kind of like one big campfire, and every being, every life form, all the animals, insects, bugs, plants, and people, our souls, we each have our own candle. And in order for us to experience and be, we have to use that central light. The beauty of being a human is that you are tapped into the great central light, not the lesser ones, the one. And because of that, we're powerful. We're cosmic royalty, if you want to think about it in that type of fashion. And although there is no above and below in this grand knowing and scheme of life, there are those that are here to experience everything. And that's what we get the opportunity to do as people, to experience that in which is on our heart. And know that you have the power to experience it. It matters not if it's to connect with those who aren't here physically. Spirit, what we are, is always tapped in. And today during Halloween, there's nothing more important when this veil is thin cosmically between the two worlds to be centered in your own light. Because from there, you can manifest and create whatever you seek. Life is a beautiful dance, and it never ceases to amaze me. So come to recognize the magic in every moment, and this type of living is effortless. When you're immersed in the play, it's a magical ride and beautiful dance. Oh, thanks, yo. The fire is strong with you. Because real recognizes real. To be into this stuff, you're already on that path. And you're a bright light and you're a healer. We're all healers. We're human beings. We are compassion and love and light. So when we don't tap into that pureness within ourselves, we're missing out on what makes us human beings in this dance of spirit embodied in matter. But I ramble, I rant. So with that, may the fruit of knowledge offer a seed, and in that seed may your love bring life, will, and intuition. Ooh, we got to start that one over. I'm getting worked up. That was exciting. I got to chill. I guess I'm not done. So something that came through was it's important to know that everything in your life has been bringing you to this moment, these different experiences and happenings and opportunities to recognize what we are. And we experience it the most as children. And as we grow old, we lose that effortlessness. We identify it with other things outside of us, but come to know that everything you seek, everything you want to experience, the capacity to witness it and observe it in reality, real life, this conscious experience can only be because what you are is everything. You don't need anything to witness the unfolding of the heart. You don't need to consume anything. You don't need to do anything. Simply be. Allow yourself to finally relax at one point in the day, in your life, in your experience, and the floodgates just rush in and fill you up with everything you thought you were lacking. Yeah. So with that, may the fruit of knowledge offer a seed, and in that seed may your love, will, and intuition give life and nourishment. For a tree shall grow, and in its shade may you find peace, and offer peace to all whom ask. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you, and I love you so much. See, that's just the trippy stuff of life, yo. Like, you can get almost a proverbial, hey, you're not done yet from life, and you can just open your mouth and express stuff, and it'll do its thing. Yo, I love you all so much. Thank you for tapping in, and give this honoring of your inner light time to always check back in with throughout the day, every hour. Because the more you do it, the stronger that line and muscle get. And then everything else just kind of drops away. So with that, I love you so much. Take care. Peace. Ooh.